What's going on, everybody? Jason Hadzik here, and today for the first time in months I actually have this key out of the drawer. So today we are going to be focusing on actually getting this car running. Let me show you guys something. We managed to successfully pretty much take everything out. We did the thermostat already. All we got to do now is take out the water pump all the way right there. Pretty much what I'm pointing out, you can't really see it because it's a little dark, but all we got to do is get that out, get the new stuff in, throw everything back together. Right now I got my tire radiator support and everything just chilling on a bucket. It's pretty much still wedged in a little bit, but it's completely out. I can pretty much pull it out if I wanted to. There's only one thing that's actually still connected, which is like this thing right over here, which pretty much goes. Then I tried to disconnect it. Couldn't really pry it out. I'm not feeling the confidence to potentially destroy something. So if I can get to it like this, I'll get to it like this. If I have to do it, I'll have to do it. But I can definitely reach everything from here. Yeah. Number one pain in my asshole is this car not running. Number one pain in my asshole should be solved today. I'm hoping we do this real quick. We got plans. So we want to see if we can make the plans and make it outside. If not, staying home, working on the car until it's done. I don't want to get out of this garage unless I have to use the bathroom and it's done. So let's get to it. We are gonna have to put all this stuff back on after. That's a ton of stuff right there. I'm honestly just gonna throw this on, throw the fan back in, reconnect everything here, put this line back in. I have the new screws for the catch can in, and just start the car up, pretty much do a leak test. We don't want to have any leaks before we throw everything back together because they still want the access. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and let's get to it. You know, I'm excited. The problems that we were facing are pretty much solved. So there's no excuses to not finish it right now. It's the weekend. I waited for the weekend so I can have a lot of time to just do it, because I know I'm not going to sleep if I do it, and then I don't really like wrenching past like 10 p.m. here. Also, it gets to a certain point where you're tired, you shouldn't let yourself do it, just so you don't strip things, break things, and ruin things that can cost you money. I learned that the hard way when I was first doing the interior on my car originally, when I really first started working on the car, and that cost me $300 just because I broke like the little cruise control buttons on the steering wheel. So yeah, so let's get down a bit dirty. I'm hoping, one big thing was I didn't want to work on it and have coolant spill all over me like when I took the thermostat out. So I'm hoping most of it is out already, and yeah, so let's get to it. Right, so we got that out down there. Let's see if I can catch this. Yep, right there, we got that out. Got the other piece out up here. We got all of our new stuff right here as well. So yeah, now we're just gonna get to reassembly. Pretty much just get to it. We're gonna do this one first. This one was a hassle to get in and out. The clip was annoying, everything was gunked up. I think that's what these ones are for. These bolts here. This doesn't get bolted in, but I believe these are those bolts. So we're gonna open this up and get this thing reassembled, you know. The most important part is the dirty part is over. Now it's just leaking coolant, but that's it. We don't have stuff gonna be spewing at us immediately the second we try to take stuff out and put stuff in, so that's the important part. So now we're gonna start with the water pump. This one starts at the bottom. We're gonna work our way from the bottom to the top, because after this, all we have to do is install the water pump, throw the fan back in, replug in all those hoses. I have to throw, I don't want to forget, I got to throw in the coolant hose that spans across from the coolant tank pretty much towards where the intake goes, and just throw all that stuff back in and just fucking start it. The rest is just all like front bumper pieces and parts and little things in that you got to take apart to get to where we were trying to pretty much do everything. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I got to get back to it. I'm trying to go out tonight, eat some steak, take the ZHP out, so that's what we're trying to do here. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this thing back in. I'm gonna start with this hose here. This hose was the most annoying one, this one, and then get that one in. I'm gonna put these two bolts in, and then from the other side, you just gotta throw the one in the top and put the connector in, and then this, we just access completely from the front of the car. So let's get to it. Like I said, I'm gonna stop talking, I'm gonna get working, so I'll see you in a second. everything is back in place, that and that. All the hoses are connected, everything's fastened down. This doesn't really get fastened down because it's so light, it just goes right into this intercooler support, radiator support, whatever you want to call it. I gotta throw this fan back in, and I can't find the clip for this one here, so I'm gonna throw the fan back on, you know, get it pretty much set, and then figure out where that clip is, because definitely can't proceed without that. So we're gonna go figure that out. I'll be right back with you guys. Real lucky I found this clip. This one's just a slightly bigger size than a majority of the ones used. This is the one that was missing that goes into the water pump. This one, I remembered one clip fell during this whole process and I couldn't find it, so I'm like, okay, during the project I'm gonna figure it out later, find out when I need to, because there's so much other stuff I need to do, and we'll get back to it. It was like buried under the alternator, like as far back in this right hand side of the car as possible, under everything. In all honesty, if the shrouding kit wasn't there for the intake, I would have found it a little quicker, but we found it nonetheless. Found it relatively, we knew where to look pretty much, so we found it, get that back in, and we're gonna throw this whole fucking thing on now. Now we can officially put the fan back on once I get this clip in, and oh man, it's fucking excited. Everything's pretty much put back together. We got everything connected besides the headlights aren't back on. The intake isn't back on. Everything coolant related is back on. So all we're gonna have to do now is pretty much, I'm gonna fill this thing up with oil, fill it with coolant, oil. I'm gonna leave it like this with no headlights in and no anything else, because I don't want to fasten, like this isn't fastened down. Nothing's really 100% fastened down at all in here. So I'm just looking to make sure that everything is good, everything works, and that we don't need to open it back up again, because that will be a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna fill this up with some oil, fill this up with some coolant, reconnect the battery, and then see what happens. I'm pretty confident, you know, I got all the clips back on, everything's back on. We got let's see, I got 2 clips here. One was from the water pump, and it came with a new one, so we used that new one. I still have this clip for the hose that I'm gonna have to go inside and grab. I got my catch can bolts, and I need to grab that oil cooler line so I can throw in that new one as well, and then we'll be ready to go. I'm gonna go grab those parts right now. Yeah. Oh man, it's getting dark out now. Still some sunlight, so we're gonna use this sunlight to our advantage and get this thing completed as quick as possible, because we need to. So I'll see you all in a second. Woo! All right, so we finished just throwing everything back in. Nothing's completely fastened down, but everything is back on. Besides the headlights, everything's connected, everything's filled. Coolant, I gotta bleed that. I just filled up the oil. We need to get more coolant, but there's enough coolant in there for it to work. So we're gonna bleed it out, pick up more coolant another time, fill it up, bleed it out again. That's not an issue. So now we're just gonna bleed out the coolant system. After that, we're gonna start the car, check for any leaks. And if there's no leaks, we're happy. If there's no leaks, we are the fucking happiest people alive. I can't even fathom the idea right now of it just being a perfect install. We did everything slow and steady by the book. BMW technicians, the way we did it is technically how they want their technicians to do it. So they meet like the hour minimum for the job in their book. So I have the key in my pocket. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm so fucking nervous right now. Holy shit, I'm so nervous. Alright, our windshield wipers are stuck on right now, but that's not really of concern. We started the bleeding process. We got this on, heat is fucking on. Pressed the accelerator pedal for 10 seconds, held it down, and now we're waiting. I'm gonna hop out, check for lease, update you all. Just give me some time. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get this done. I'm still trying to go out tonight. So I'll see you all real soon. Back. Parts. Where we get from is it's this one right here on this side, so we're gonna have to get the old one out. Just a few bolts, pop the 4 hoses out. Hopefully don't get too covered in fluids here. I was just you know, kind of hoping I'd be able to do this over the weekend, but we have stuff that we need done, stuff we have planned. There was actually an event we were supposed to take part in this weekend, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Fortunately, we were supposed to hit Atlanta and Orlando and Miami and go do a bunch of stuff, but I don't think we're going to make it just because we thought we can just fix it with just a line. Luckily, all the coolant stuff is sorted. Everything's good. Nothing's leaking out the coolant. We still have this oil leak. So I'm going to replace the whole unit. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to get to it. I'm just going to start taking everything off. We got to take off the coolant tank. Thank God we didn't fill the coolant up all the way because that would be an issue. So I'm going to start now. I'm going to start undoing stuff. I'm going to start getting messy, getting dirty, and getting down to it. So I'll update everyone here periodically while we do it because this video is definitely already getting long. So yeah, let's try to get this car running today so we can get stuff done tomorrow. So I'll see you all in a second. We got the unit replaced. The oil was still leaking because I didn't know that AN line is supposed to have an O-ring in it. No one told me when I ordered the line, when I was speaking to the Evolution Raceworks people. No one told me about the O-ring. So I got the O-ring replaced. I still replaced the heat exchanger just because I already took everything out by that time, so it's pointless for me to just throw it in, you know. So I did that. And now we started the car and it's starting rough. It's smoking. And okay, so the smoking stuff, turbo seals. If it is turbo seals, I'm not hearing any rod knock off the bat. So turbo seals, it's what I'm thinking of, but it's running really rough after it starts up, after give or take about a few seconds. So what we're gonna do, I have new spark plugs. I'm gonna gap them. I'm gonna install them. Then I'm gonna start it up again to really give you a final consensus of what's going on. Because right now it's not looking too bright. And then we're gonna probably have to end the video after whatever happens after this, just because it's not gonna be running by the end of the video if that's the case. I'm hoping I didn't ruin this car. This is a 1 of 100. There's no way I could have ruined it with what I was doing because it was all coolant stuff. I did the water pump and thermostat. It was pretty self-explanatory. Disconnect the hoses, drain the coolant, disconnect the hoses, reconnect the hoses, flush the coolant system. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that one out. It's not looking too good. We're getting a lot of smoke and it's raining right now, so it's a little nasty outside. So let's get started with these spark plugs. I gotta gap them. I'm gonna throw them in. Luckily, we already have the Precision Raceworks upgraded ignition packs. So for us to take out the spark plugs, it really only feels like 2 seconds because we just bloop, pop them out, expose the socket, take the fucking thing out, throw a new one in. We can get it done in like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do that and pray. That's what I'm doing. I'm praying because I need this car to get me to work, man. I need to get to work. So let's get to it. Let me stop chitter-chatting, babbling, and all that. Let's get right to the work. I'll see you all in a second. Okay, so we got all of our NGK laser iridium spark plugs here ready to go gapped at 0.22. All 6 are gapped, so now we're going to take out our older ones, and I'll get to show you how gunked up those are. You never know in a situation where you might need something real quick and instant just to hold you over, so I've been kind of like hoarding my old parts, at least the ones that aren't broken yet. So keep that in mind when we continue this whole section. But yeah, no, now I'm gonna go take those out. I got my cordless ratchet ready. I got my magnetic spark plug socket here, and let's get right to it. I'm gonna show you all pretty much what the current spark plugs are looking like. I just know they're not gonna be the color that they should be, so I'm meant to prepare for that. But let's cut to the chase. Like I said, it's quite literally with these upgraded coil packs. You can just boop, and there you go. Your spark plug is right in that hole there. So I'm gonna start taking these things out. I'm gonna clean everything up a little bit and show you all what it's looking like. So let me get all 6 out. We're gonna go over there. I'll show you all 6 of them in chronological order. Let's get right to it. So, like I said last time, I'm gonna cut to it. I don't want to waste any time here. This is already a really long video and really drawn out, and I just want to get this done. So I'll see you all in a second. Here you can see in line from cylinder 1 to 6 what we got going on here. Yeah, some of them aren't looking too happy, especially cylinder 4 is definitely not looking happy whatsoever. Looks like it's running rich to this day. So it looks like this is where we're having issues with what's going on. So 6 is fucked. I mean, either way, I'm not going to put any of them back in. I'm going to keep the least fucked up ones, which looks like 1 to 2 and 5 and 6, and throw out 3 and 4. 3 is definitely bad as well. 4 is definitely bad, but even worse than 3. So we're going to keep these 2 just in case we need to just throw something in and toss these out. We're going to install the new ones now. And then we're going to start the car. I'll show you all pretty much what's going on. Hopefully this fixes it. If not, oh man, I'm going to be stressed. I'm sweating. And yeah, let's get right to the action. So let's get right to it. I'm going to throw these things back in and pray to God. Alright, so we got the battery disconnected, spark plugs installed. Now it's time for the moment of truth. The moment we've all been waiting for. I personally am a little sad, so I have a bad feeling about this. Car sounds happy with the spark plugs. It definitely needs new engine mounts. Let's see how she revs. This is the stablest this car's been since we pretty much did all the work. Let's check this out, man. Oh my god, it's like staying in here too because it's like damp outside. So there's just a fucking haze in here. It's coming in from the back. It was sounding good, but there's definitely a hiccup coming from somewhere. I'll start it one more time. You know, the spark plugs tricked the system for a little bit, and now we're drowning in smoke. I'm gonna throw the fan on. So yeah, I ruined my 1 of 100 BMW 435i. That's where I'm at right now. I mean, you know, at least we know what it is now. It's not the spark plugs. It was running good in the beginning off start. I thought it was good, but now it clearly isn't. There's no leaks that I can see. Windshield wipers are still fucking on, bro. Now here we are. It looks like I've been smoking in here for a week straight. I can't even see out the garage. I can't even see down in the garage. This is terrible. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, comment, whatever you'd like to do. I'm kind of bummed out right now, but it is what it is, you know. I gotta throw the fan on. I'm like inhaling oil from my turbo seals. I really just hope it's the turbo seals and not a spun bearing. It didn't really sound like a bearing. Didn't sound like any rods were knocking, so. Oh man, say a prayer for your boy. See you all soon. I just wish these uploads, when they came out, you know, the car would be running by the end of all the uploads. This is kind of like the thing, because I kept all the videos just on lock, you know, waiting until I finish this one video just so I can have the car outside, do a showcase for the interior bits and all like the temp stuff and all that, because those videos are all recorded before now, and it's not happening. It's not happening. So next video, after all the stuff I have already recorded is coming out, the next video that's newly recorded is going to be what's everything wrong with my 435i, so keep a lookout for that. Oh man, I'll see you all in the next one. So be safe, stay suave, have a fucking wonderful day wherever you are. I'll see you all in the next one.